Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. So we have another Cosmic Trial guide video for Marvel Heroes Omega. So we'll be running through the Cosmic Trial with Kitty Pryde. Now this has by far been one of these days Cosmic Trial runs that I've done. I've done it first time, first setup of skills got me through no problem. It really was easy. I wasn't, to be honest, massively concentrating while I was doing it. I still managed to do it. Really nice and easy. This one is great. Now, if you're new to these Cosmic Trial videos, what I actually do when I run through the trial is I've just recently hit level 60, so I only have superheroic gear. I don't have any special boss artifacts or legendaries, and the whole purpose behind that is to help new players to the game that want to get into the Cosmic mode take their favourite hero through the trial so they can then start hitting the Cosmic modes and getting all the good gear. So what we'll do anyway is we'll look at the skills and talents I use first. Once we've done that, we'll then show off the Cosmic Trial gameplay, and finishing up, I'll bring up the gear wheel so we can show off the gear that we've used as well. But first up, let's have a look at the skills and talents. First skill we use here then is the one that we would use, the closest thing to a main spender really, and it's Spitballs. So you'll fire this out for the initial damage packet, but on top of that it does a dot for 8 seconds as well, so that's very useful. We then have another dot skill which would be Dragon Breath, so this leaves a trail of fire along the ground and also slows the enemy, so you want to keep firing these down and have them crisscrossing so they take up as much of the actual ground as possible. The next one we have, this hits for a nice amount, it's Line of Fire, so Lockheed dashes forward, you have the damage packet, 100% critical hit chance as well. It does use a lot of Lockheed energy, so just do bear that in mind. Next up we go into more the melee and phasing side of things. We have Watch Your Step, so this one will make enemies vulnerable, and while you use the power you're also invulnerable as well, which is great. Next up we have Phasing Samurai. This is another one when you're actually phasing you're invulnerable, and this is really what makes Kitty so great. All these different animations she has where they have invulnerability frames on them essentially, and it really makes a huge difference for our survivability. But this one will buff your melee power damage, which doesn't really help too much. It's mainly for the AoE damage and invulnerability that we're taking it. Now next up we have a steroid skill, which is just a phase, so it buffs your attack and move speed, total damage, you gain health and Lockheed energy, which is great for firing off the first 3 skills we looked at, and you're also invulnerable for 3 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. Now finally we have the signature, another one where again you're invulnerable. So many skills with this tag, really is fantastic. This is called Phased Out, and you have 4 large hits, all AoE over a huge area. This is really a great signature. But what we'll do now is we'll check out the talents we would use. The first talent we look at here then is Flame Barrage. So this particular one, this will buff Lockheed's fire spit damage, so it increases the attack speed and also the critical hit chance, and when you use your signature the effects of this particular talent are doubled as well, and we'll notice that with quite a few of the talents we use. So after you use your signature you want to fire off a lot of your skills because they will be buffed. Now in this talent line, if you want, you can also use Unseen Warrior, which is a great talent. It removes the invulnerability portion of just a phase, but it increases the duration up to a whopping 8 seconds, which is really great. We then have Phased Insights. So with this one, when you activate Watch Your Step or Phasing Samurai, you increase your critical hit damage by 40%, and that stacks 2 times, which is great because you will be using the skills one after the other. We then have Dragon Fire, so again the effects of it are doubled. With this, Lockheed's fire spit projectiles explode, they deal damage, and Spitballs, which is the main spender range attack we're using, gains 15% damage. We then have a talent, this is Augmented Flames, so with this, turn up the heat, Spitballs and Dragon Breath have their area size increased by 50%, and Lockheed energy cost comes down by 10%. Finally we have Tandem Strike, so firepower damage goes up by 20%, which is great for the dots we have, and Lockheed also gains 25 Lockheed energy per second as well there. So what we'll do now that we've covered the skills and talents is run through the Cosmic Trial. Once that's completed we'll show off the gear we've used as well.
powers are being finicky.
I am all powerful. So many ways to hurt you. Beg for mercy. Oh! The Mandarin is invincible. This cannot be.
I could leave you in the middle of a wall, but I'm feeling generous. You pushed me too far. Too many have died by your hands, Skull. This ends here.
My body has failed.
So there we go. That really couldn't have been easier. Then it really was very simple. And if we look at the gear we've got, as mentioned, super heroic for slots 1 to 5, no legendary, and it's actually just story mode artifacts as well, but nice and easy. Now, I hope this was useful as always. Any questions, feel free to ask them below, and I'll see you all again soon.